Aubrey, you got a minute? What did you do with my work bag? Did you throw it away again?
Huh? I don't know. Why do you always suspect me of something?
Because you're always throwing my stuff away. You burned all the books and CDs from my bookshelf in the yard. You cut all the clothes from my closet into tiny pieces and threw them in the trash. It would be weirder if I didn't doubt you.
Do you seriously need to remember every little detail? Oh, you're so cringy.
Never mind that. What did you do with my bag? All the documents for today's meeting were in there.
I threw it in the garbage at the neighborhood collection point on my way to volleyball practice this morning. If you don't hurry up and start sifting through the trash, the garbage truck will come and collect it.
What? Why would you do something like that?
Well, since you're a garbage dad, all of your personal belongings are garbage too. All I did was take out the garbage. If anything, you should be thanking me for being such a delightful daughter.
I don't know how you reached that conclusion. I'm fully aware that you hate me. To a degree, I've basically given up on you because I know you're going through a rebellious phase. But don't get carried away. I draw a line at throwing away my belongings.
Huh? Is the piece of garbage trying to say something to me? How dare you, you ugly, good-for-nothing piece of trash. You're the one who's getting carried away. In fact, I'm gonna tell Mom about this. You won't be getting any supper this evening.
It's no wonder you grew up to have such a wicked nature with your mom Chrissy enabling you by taking your side every time. But you're 15 years old now. It's time you stop behaving like such an immature brat. You do understand the difference between right and wrong, don't you?
Surely taking out the trash is a good thing. I do wish I could toss you in there along with it, but unfortunately I'm stuck with you.
If you're so intent on carrying out your malicious pranks, I have a couple of ideas on my own.
You think I'm scared of being threatened by garbage? Don't make me laugh. More importantly, I have morning volleyball practice now, so stop bothering me. Actually, just don't message me at all, garbage dad, okay?
Hey, Aubrey! What the hell is going on?
Oh, don't you dare talk to me! Did you not understand what don't message me at all means? Oh, you're so annoying.
Believe me, I'm not messaging you because I want to. But no matter how many times I message your mom, she does nothing but ignore me. So I had no choice but to message you instead. Now tell me, what the hell is going on? Why have all my belongings been tossed out in the yard? Not just that, but it looks like they got thrown out of the second floor window. My expensive speakers have been smashed to pieces. What's more, my keys don't work anymore and I can't get in the house. Did your mother change the locks?
Obviously, you no longer have the right to live in the same house as us. Me and Mom will be living just the two of us from now on.
Stop screwing me around, Aubrey. I know you both hate me, but this is taking it too far. You tossed all my stuff out in the yard. I can't get into my own house. Where the hell did you expect me to sleep? On a park bench?
Not my problem, but now that you mention it, a park bench would be perfect for a piece of garbage like you. Why don't you just go stay with your mistress?
My mistress? I don't know what you mean.
Don't play dumb. Mom told me all about your sordid behavior. You've been having an affair.
What? Me? Having an affair?
There's always a different lie. You have overtime or you're going drinking with a friend. You're cheating on Mom, aren't you? Mom said she saw you walking around with another woman. You can't worm your way out of it this time. Oh, you're the worst! I feel sick just knowing that you're my dad. I wish we weren't related. You're such a piece of trash. I wish the garbage collectors would put you in their truck and get rid of you once and for all.
Just slow down a minute. I'm not having an affair.
Oh, shut up. No one believes you, liar. I don't need a garbage dad like you.
Okay, I'll leave then. I'm not your real dad anyway.
Huh?
I've tolerated you for so long, but there's no need for me to keep up the charade anymore. If you two don't like me, then you're the ones who should leave. In any case, the pair of you are nothing but strangers to me.
Wait a sec. What does that mean? You're not my real dad?
I thought it would be in your best interest if you didn't know, so I kept quiet about it all this time. But the guy Chrissy cheated on me with is your real dad.
What? The guy Mom cheated on you with? Stop lying. You're the one who's having an affair. Stop trying to deflect responsibility.
That's the lie Chrissy brainwashed you with. I've never had an affair. There's also no evidence whatsoever to suggest that I have. On the contrary, there is evidence that proves Chrissy's affair. It was over 10 years ago now. But I kept hold of all the proof.
You've got to be lying. Mom wouldn't have an affair. She's not like that.
You were 1 year old when I discovered what she was up to. She'd been seeing her ex-boyfriend from her student days behind my back. Not only did she know you weren't my child, but she kept quiet about it and let me carry on thinking you were. Both of our families got dragged into the drama when it got out, and things got seriously messy. Both sides fought it out in a battle of epic proportions. I want a divorce! I don't want a divorce!
If it's like you say, and Mom really did cheat on you, and the guy she cheated on you with is my real dad, why did you stay with her this whole time? Why didn't you divorce her?
Well, to tell you the truth, it was because of you. Both mine and Chrissy's parents were opposed to the divorce. They insisted that the child shouldn't suffer the sins of the mother. They said that because I had already raised you for a year, you were as good as my own daughter. They somehow persuaded me to overlook what your mom did to me and continue raising you as my own. I was young back then, and I foolishly thought that I probably bore some responsibility for her drifting away from me. I did as our parents told me, and decided to try and rebuild the relationship for your sake.
That really happened? You did that for me?
But it was a total failure. Chrissy mistook my willingness to fix the relationship as forgiveness for what she did, and got completely carried away. She seemed to forget the fact that she cheated on me in the first place, and actually had the nerve to blame me for trying to divorce her. She took revenge by filling your head with lies about me. Top it all off, she tried to destroy your image of me once and for all by spearing me with cheating accusations. As a result, I've been treated like garbage by the pair of you for longer than I even remember. And now my personal belongings are getting thrown away, even though I was originally the victim in all this. I won't tolerate it anymore.
I had no idea about any of this. It's not like I remember being 1 year old. How was I supposed to know everything Mom said about you was lies?
It's true. There's no way you could have known. She brainwashed you from a young age, after all. It's only natural for a girl of that age to be close to her mother. That said, does your ignorance justify everything you've done to me? You're old enough to understand the difference between right and wrong now.
But...
Don't bother. I'm done listening to your excuses. I have no intention of forgiving you, no matter what you say. These 14 years were a complete waste of time. Working like a dog while being abused by my cheating wife. And a kid who's not even mine. I really am a sucker for putting up with it for so long. But no more. Goodbye.
No, wait! Where are you going?
I'll be staying at a hotel for the time being until I get my thoughts together. My belongings are all either broken or caked in mud, so I can't use any of them. My key no longer works, so I can't get into the house.
Just wait a minute. I'll come and let you in. Wait, please, let's just talk about this. Come home!
There's nothing for us to talk about. Besides, why would I want to live in a house with garbage like you and your mom in it? It's not the kind of place I can call home. I'll be making the necessary arrangements for the house, too.
The necessary arrangements? What does that mean?
It means I'm selling it. The house itself, the land it's built on, the furniture, everything.
What? Why?
Because I'm divorcing Chrissy. Which means the two of you, being complete strangers, will be obliged to get out. Big detached house like that is too big for me to live in on my own. Plus, the place is full of nothing but bad memories for me. So it's not exactly somewhere I feel like staying. I'm gonna sell it and move away.
You mean you're gonna kick me and Mom out on the streets? You'd go that far? Really? Where are we supposed to go if you kick us out? Are you saying we should sleep on a park bench?
Not my problem. Although now that you mention it, a park bench would be perfect for two pieces of garbage like you. Could always just go to Chrissy's parents' place, though. Since they're the sort of people who'd overlook their daughter's unfaithfulness and force me to tolerate a relationship that was clearly against my best interests, I'm sure they'll be more than ready to take full responsibility for you both.
But Grandma's house is in the middle of nowhere. I'd have to hop between about 5 different trains and buses to make it that far. There won't be any good schools, and I won't even be able to go shopping. Plus, I don't want to switch schools now. I like the one I'm at.
It's not like I'm saying you have to go live out in the sticks if it's inconvenient for you. If you don't want to do that, living with your mom, just the two of you, is always an option. Your mother is unemployed, though, so granted, your standard of living will drop dramatically. And far from just having to quit volleyball club, the chances of you even being able to go to high school would be slim.
Both options sound awful. No, I don't want to. Please, I'm begging you to come back. I'll never call you a garbage dad again. I'll never say anything mean at all. I'll be the perfect daughter. I might not be a real daughter, but you did raise me as your own for a whole 15 years. Surely that means we have a special bond. Would you really abandon your daughter like this?
I've never felt a particularly strong bond with you, so I really would. All I'm doing is throwing away my garbage ex-wife and her piece of trash daughter like the human waste you are. Just like how you've treated me all these years.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I won't be showing my face at the house for a while. I'll be making the preparations for the divorce and the selling of the house from the hotel. I suggest the two of you get your things together and get out.
Please wait. I'm sorry. I've treated you awfully. I'll never talk back to you again, I swear. Please just come back. I'm begging you, Dad.
Don't call me that. It makes me sick. After that, I put together some essential belongings and booked a room in a nearby hotel. My inbox was full of desperate messages from Aubrey and Chrissy begging me to come back. But I put my phone on mute and ignored them all. 3 days later, I called Chrissy and told her to meet at a nearby family restaurant, where I handed her the divorce papers. She broke down in tears, got on her knees, and apologized profusely while screaming, "Please forgive me!" But I told her if she didn't sign the papers, I'd take her to court. At which point she reluctantly scribbled her signature while crying floods of tears. In later discussions, we agreed to cancel out any child support payments as compensation for her breaking and ruining all my stuff. On top of that, I also plan on getting as much money as possible out of her for the property damage. Chrissy took Aubrey and moved in with her parents. Before we said goodbye forever, Aubrey clung to me as she cried, "No! I want to live with Dad!" But I remained quiet, shook her off, and saw the two of them out of my house for good. After I sold the house, I cut all ties with my own parents too. I bought a fairly large apartment not too far from work, and now I'm living my life there entirely as I see fit, in tranquil peace and quiet.
Clara, I need to speak with you. Why haven't you been listening to a thing I say? Don't you remember that you promised to come to my house this morning to make breakfast for me? Bring the vegetables here and prepare.
Oh, good morning to you too, Dolores. I'm pretty sure I already told you, but I'm afraid that while today would normally be a day off, I still need to go to work, so I'm afraid I can't come today.
What are you talking about? That sort of thing is something you can leave to another staff member, can't you? What are you trying so hard for? It's not like a woman like you is going to be able to climb the corporate ladder anyway, regardless of how hard you try. Just work normally like everybody else. You shouldn't be trying to go the extra mile. Honestly. And here I was thinking that you would quit your job once you got married. And yet, here you are, treating the all-important mother of your husband. In other words, me, like I'm chopped liver and are just continuing to work. And on a day you're supposed to have off, no less? That's exactly the sort of day you should be accomplishing the tasks you have as a wife instead.
I'll set aside my concerns about what you just said for a moment. If we go along with your logic, you're a wife as well, aren't you?
Excuse me?
Considering your house and mine are completely separate entities in two distinct areas. This implies that our two families have distinct living spaces and activities. Why don't you take care of your own meals?
Oh my. I was wondering what sort of drivel you would come up with. I don't think you understand your place in this relationship. I am the mother of your husband. The moment you became my son's wife, I became your mother-in-law, and there is a certain standing that comes with that. A mother-in-law is to be considered a vital part of the family, and a good wife needs to do as her mother-in-law asks and treat her with the utmost respect. If you have the time to make pointless arguments that do nothing but show how little you understand, you have time to come here and do the breakfast.
I'll be getting off the train soon, so I'm going to get going. Goodbye.
What? How dare you try to just ignore me? Clara, stop being so impudent with me and come back here already. A new wife like you has no right to act so selfishly to someone like me. Cut the arrogance and answer me. Clara, are you there? I will be expecting you to come over and do the lunch today, understand? You need to stop lollygagging, come over to my house and get started.
Good morning to you too, Dolores. I'm afraid that I have already headed out for the day, so I will not be able to come over.
Excuse me?
I don't see what there is to misunderstand. I'm already out of the house, and Ralph is with me.
What? You're out with Ralph?
Yes, I had already promised him that we would have lunch together in a French restaurant today.
You made plans with him on your own. How dare you not invite me? I told you that I needed to be considered as a vital part of the family, didn't I? Not inviting me along is terribly disrespectful.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was out of respect that I chose not to invite you along. You always don't like eating outside, don't you?
What do you mean?
The last time I invited you to go out to a restaurant, you said as much and angrily rejected my invitation, remember? Ralph had been listening to the whole thing, and he made the suggestion that we not invite you this time around so you wouldn't get so riled up about it.
You mean it was Ralph's idea?
Yes, Ralph had suggested it in the first place. So all I was doing was following his advice, nothing more. As you are a vital member of the family, I wanted to respect your prior choice and not unduly trouble you. So I didn't have any objection to the idea.
What? But hold on.
I'm sorry, but Ralph and I are going to be arriving at the restaurant shortly, so I won't be responding to further texts. Dolores, are you there? Do you have any idea why I suddenly find myself looking at divorce papers on my dinner table?
So you found them then?
Not only did I find them, I see that Ralph's portion of them seemed to already be filled out.
Well, yes. You understand what this means, don't you? Ralph is on his mother's side. He is choosing me over you. When I brought to his attention how you were so terribly disrespecting me, he immediately got divorce papers ready. And now they have been handed over to you.
Oh, wow. Another case of you trying to bully me. What a completely original and entirely unexpected development.
What are you talking about? I am not bullying you.
Well, you certainly don't seem to have any desire to support your son and his wife's new life together, do you? You can't leave me alone for even a single day.
Don't you go trying to make this my fault. This is all your fault for not treating me with the proper respect and care I deserve. He has no need for a wife who will not obey me as you. If you don't want to divorce my son, you probably should work on trying to treat me better. I suggest you keep those divorce papers with you as a little warning to remind you of how you should be acting. For a wife who doesn't respect her husband's mother's authority, you do realize that there's no real solution other than divorce?
I can't say I have any idea what era you're stuck in, but it's certainly not the present. We're far from the time of treating grown-up children, in-laws, or not like slaves. But since you were so kind as to prepare Ralph's half of the documents and deliver them to me, I'll be happy to go and submit them.
We are going to do what?
We can call this the day that Ralph and I get divorced. How does that sound? I don't see any problem.
Wait, hold on.
What's wrong? Ralph filled out the forms, right? He clearly desires to get divorced, so I don't think there's much I can do about it. I would be a terrible wife if I didn't honor his wishes, even if I might not agree with him. It's for the best.
Wait, no, that's not what those papers are for. Those are just meant as a warning.
Anyway, I'll be heading to the county courthouse to get these papers filed. I'll be heading back to my parents' house afterwards, so don't expect me to be coming back, okay?
Wait a moment. Clara? You aren't seriously going to file those papers, are you? Clara! Clara, pick up the phone. What is going on here? What is happening?
Oh, hello, my ex-mother-in-law.
Huh? Ex?
Oh, that's right. I guess calling you something like that makes it sound horribly disrespectful. Why don't I just call you by your name like I always did instead? Anyways, Dolores, what is it you want to ask me?
Yes. That's right. You're being horribly rude. Don't you think you're going too far?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know what you mean.
Why do I have to move out of this house? It's like I was gotten out suddenly. Furthermore, it was you who suggested that I move out. What's happening to me? It's utterly ridiculous. His rudeness truly knows no bounds.
Oh, really? You still don't understand what's going on?
I truly don't understand what's happening. I want you to explain it clearly.
It seems like Ralph hasn't told you, but I think you should ask your son. I don't want to say much to you. Quickly pack your things and leave by next Monday. I need to take back this house.
It seems like you're being quite arrogant. You're acting as if you're the owner of this house.
That's right. You're absolutely right. I am the owner of the house you've been living in for the past 2 years.
What? This is absolutely insane. If you don't know, then I'll tell you. This is the house my son bought for me. He wanted me to stay in the city so he could take care of me. Since my husband passed away, he has showered me with love and care.
Huh? This is his own house? Let me clarify for you. 2 years ago, when your husband passed away, Ralph was deeply concerned about leaving you alone in a remote town. He suggested bringing you to the city to live closer to us. He could only be at ease if you were nearby. Right from the beginning, he intended to rent a house for you, but the cost was too high.
So this isn't the house he bought?
Buying a house in the city center costs an exorbitant amount. At that time, he didn't have much money either. Ralph suggested borrowing this house to provide you with a place to live.
Just wait. I need to calm down. But how did you end up with such a large and beautiful house like this? How?
Actually, this is the only asset my mother left for me before she passed away. She sold the house in the countryside to buy this house. She put the property in my name. Ralph also knows about this, so he wanted to rent this house for you to live in. And I agreed to have you move here. After all, you are my mother-in-law, so you could live in this house without paying any expenses. But Ralph boasted that it's his house.
That's outrageous. I'm as a beggar living in another house for the past 2 years.
I'm sorry, but that's the situation you got yourself into. I signed the divorce papers, which means I'm no longer Ralph's wife. You're no longer my mother-in-law either. Therefore, I have the right to take back this house. You should accept this and leave.
No, Clara. If I leave, I'll have nowhere to go. I also can't contact Ralph.
I don't care how you'll live from now on. We have no relationship with each other anymore. I have no reason to help someone as unpleasant as you. Remember that I've already signed the divorce papers.
So where should I go?
Isn't it that you still have a small house in the countryside? It's more suitable for you to live there than here. I assume your son has also moved back there. His belongings are no longer in the room here.
Then I'll go back to the countryside to find him. My life will be meaningless if he's not by my side.
That's not my concern. Goodbye.
Kara, please, answer the phone. Look, let's just cancel the divorce, okay? How does that sound? Please, can't you just go back to how things were with him?
I'm sorry. What? What are you going on about all of a sudden?
Ralph said some terrible things. To me, I'll just quote it directly. He said, "I don't want to live with a mother who makes my wife get a divorce because she won't obey unreasonable demands." He told me to live my own life.
Oh my, that's completely understandable. Honestly, I don't even know why you're surprised.
What?
Look, Dolores, there's something you need to understand. It has to do with those divorce papers that you left for me to find. I knew that Ralph hadn't filled out those forms himself. From the very beginning, it was obvious that you had filled everything out yourself.
Excuse me?
The handwriting is completely different. Anyone who has seen Ralph write anything would notice the difference.
You mean you filed the papers even though you knew all of that?
Yes, I have submitted it.
Please withdraw them. He's not at fault in this matter at all. Not even falsely claiming ownership of the house. It's all me. I have shattered the happiness of your marriage. I truly apologize. Actually, I just wanted to scare you because you weren't listening to me. You didn't care about my meals. I just wanted to give you a lesson, but Ralph got very angry with me, and it seems like he doesn't want to see me anymore.
Please accept that your son doesn't want you anymore and go back to your rural area. The divorce case will be processed soon, so please don't bother me anymore. In other words, from now on, we are strangers.
Why does nobody care about me? Why will nobody take care of me anymore?
After I blocked communication with Dolores, she kept calling Ralph incessantly, but it seems he's no longer concerned about his mother either. She lives alone in a small countryside house and takes care of herself. From what I've heard, she's doing farming in the countryside to make a living day by day. Yet, she still complains all day about rural life. She can't distinguish between selfishness and care, probably feeling lonely after losing her husband. Therefore, her actions are driven by a desire to grasp attention and affection from everyone. But it seems like no one cares about her. My life alone isn't too bad either. I'm free to do things I enjoy without her constant nagging. I don't need to serve or cook for anyone anymore. Ralph, on the other hand, hasn't been in touch with me either. It seems he's also hesitant because his mother has caused a rupture in the family's emotions. No longer has any presence in my life. I also don't want to care about his family anymore. Life has become better without him. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and hit the subscribe button below.